My name is Meng Hui. I'm the CEO and founder of SmartPeep. Before starting this startup, I was an academician. So I worked in Hong Kong for more than 3.5 years in the Department of Computer Science. So I have a background in face recognition, fingerprint recognition. But everything is confined to academics. So I always have this passion of bringing technology into industry to help people. When I came back, I started to see around, and I find that there's a need of using AI to solve some problems, but I do not know what kind of problems. So I started to explore a little bit. And when I first started this company, I started with a security product. I tried to build a camera with some intelligent software in it to detect intruders climbing over the wall for the consumers, because the safety in Johor Bahru is really an issue. And then I started to find a few team members to join me as well, software developers, UX designer, to actually look at the product design without really validating the market at that time. That was our first product, and we did hit some roadblocks in customer acquisition and validating the market. And then when something happened, my grandma actually had a fall incident at that time, and we were thinking that, okay, in security we do have a lot of competition and a lot of difficulties in getting customers at that time. So why not we actually did a pivot at that time to actually use this technology to address the healthcare industry. That's how we started to grow. After a few accelerators and competition, we started to gain some fame, and more people joined us, and that's how we are here. We are SmartPeep. We basically help hospitals and nursing homes to address. We basically reduce inpatient falls for the hospitals and nursing homes by developing an AI virtual patient sitter system. It basically is just like babysitter, a sitter that accompanies the baby. So we develop a sitter that accompanies the patient. So we basically we use camera technology. It's an AI that accompanies the patient. So if, let's say, there are some risky scenarios where, for example, you have high risk patient trying to come out without calling the nurses. So our AI actually automatically detects this through the cameras, notifies the nurse so that they can come and help. So this is the kind of experience that we want to bring to the patient, and also help the nurses to eliminate those tedious tasks. We feel that the healthcare industry is a very conventional industry, and AI technology has been evolving over time, and there's a huge boom in 2 to 3 years back. Until now, we can really find, because 2 to 3 years back, if you want to do video analytics on this kind of applications, it could be hard because of the limitation of technology. But until now, there have been a lot of development since the evolvement of neural networks. So we can actually leverage on that to make more applications that could be. And that is why we feel that this is the right time for it. We have talked to a lot of customers about similar products as ours. What we actually found that most of the existing products, they have a limitation in their accuracy of alerting the nurses, especially a lot of false alarms, and we found that the existing products, their accuracy is about 60%. But with our camera products, we have done a pilot, and we know that the potential of this product is not just limited to this thing. We have tested our product in our pilot, and we have actually achieved 85 to 90% accuracy, and that's a huge increase of what the existing products can offer. We actually kick off the whole thing in the healthcare application since July last year, when we joined an accelerator in Hong Kong. So that was at idea stage. When we joined our accelerator, we only had an idea without a product. So after we graduated, we actually came back and started to build our product, build our team, and build our product. It takes about 6 to 9 months to deliver a POC, and then to run a pilot with our partners. And we did run a 3-month pilot with our customer, and there are a lot of unexpected issues happening, so we are fixing it, refining the product. It takes about 3 months. So if you want to say from idea to where we are now, we have already spent about a year plus. Technology is one of them, because video analytics is one of the hardest topics in AI. When we first tested our system in a confined environment with a limited data set, limited size of data set, we actually can achieve a very high accuracy. We were 95%, 97% before we actually roll out for a pilot. But once we roll out the pilot, when family visits, everything kicks in, we actually found that, our product didn't work at that time. Our customers are quite frustrated because of a lot of false alarms in the alert system, and the internet connection doesn't work well in our pilot customers' premises. So these are the issues that actually makes them frustrated. What we did was we actually quickly addressed their issues one by one, prioritize it, and we actually come up with solutions for all these things. And until now, we actually can make them quite satisfied with the performance of it. So technology development is one of it. We actually move very fast to address all these concerns or all these problems is one. Second thing, the challenges would be in customer acquisition. So because video analytics is something is evolving over the time. So many hospitals, especially in Singapore, they have actually tried similar technology, but 2 to 3 years back, and they hit a failure with those. The pilot isn't successful. There are a lot of false alarms. There are a lot of misdetections that the previous companies didn't really address. So there's some loose in confidence, I would say, to try out new products. That actually gives us a lot of challenges in convincing their management to actually re-adopt something similar. But actually, behind it is totally different technology. Okay, my team is quite dynamic and we actually adopt a flat structure, so everyone can talk to anyone about anything. So there's no restriction. So it's not a top-down thing where they do feel constrained in working on certain tasks only. We love our environment, we love our office, we love the time together. We love the spirit of going together to achieve a common goal. So that is what I love working with them. Actually, this is not one of the options. So once we decided this startup, there is no plan B. Yeah, so that is the only way to go for us. Accuracy of our product is one thing. Experience from the nurses is another thing, whether they are comfortable of using it, and the successful cases of helping them to stopping how many potential falls. Those are actually our metrics. Actually, our milestones by end of this year is to secure 3 paid trials with the healthcare institutions in this region. Scalability for this region, we're scheduling a pitching session with the top management and pitch directly. We have a few business developers that are working on it. Outside this region, we'll engage local healthcare distributors to work together to go into those markets, and also local CCTV companies to help us to install the hardware, because we are mainly focused on software. I would say the successful pilot that we have done in Malaysia, and we'll have another pilot coming up next month in Singapore with one of the biggest public hospitals. So successful pilot is one, and we have got a few prestigious awards this year, like 6 Stars, NTT Challenge, and Echelon Roadshow, and also one more is the Apicta Award. So these are the main tractions that we have achieved. For the next 2 to 3 years, we will be fully focusing on Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand. So these are the countries with, we think that the aging population is growing very fast. And hospitals in the dense aging population is going to have higher falls than those that did not have. So these are the 3 countries that we will be looking in. We have just secured our first pilot partner, but it's a verbal agreement, so we can't disclose the revenue amount yet. But for next year, we aim to achieve a 1 million Malaysian ringgit deal, some of the hospitals in this region. So that is actually our goal for next year. I think biggest threat for us is time, because we are competing against time. The speed of closing deals, the speed of getting enough traction to support us to proceed to the next stage will be the main threat and main challenge for us. So our customers are basically hospitals and nursing homes. In Malaysia, they are more on private side, who aims to elevate their care service. We are looking for customers who thinks that they really want to reduce their fall rate in their hospitals, because one fall is often too many. We are also looking for customers, private hospitals or nursing homes, they are going to digitize their workflow, nurses' workflow, and try to make their nurses more efficient in their operations. We are also looking for customers that believe in AI and are willing to adopt AI in their workflow. So we often prepare a survey reports for the nurses, for our users to fill in. What do they feel about our system, and what do they feel about the report? So we do have a range of from 1 to 10 for them to fill up. So we roughly know where their satisfaction or dissatisfactions come from. Yep, and we will improve based on those reports, and also some of the conversation with them. When our product is stable and we have figured out all the operation, what's the standard operating procedure that is going to bring this system up, and the accuracy is acceptable for all the detections that we want to do. So once we can get this set of optimum flow, then that is the moment where we scale. The main product is always the same, and we are developing more and more features to add into it. But there are specific customizations that are needed because different hospital, different workflow. So we need to customize a little bit to fit their nurses' workflow. We are considered a future tech startup, and we all know that AI is coming in the next decade. It's coming very fast. So being one of the first AI startups in Malaysia actually gives us a lot of potential to grow, to hit big break in the future. We now need to get the experience to deal with the real data and real environment, because there are a lot more applications are being discovered and being explored nowadays. So being the first is very important to actually hit this industry. We want to be the video analytics company that for the healthcare institutions only. So we want all the healthcare institutions to come to us to seek for video analytics solution. So there are a lot of applications, like currently we might be only doing the bed related sections, because currently we also found that our technology can recognize nurses by their uniform, can recognize patients by their uniform. So there are some requests where they want us to help them to monitor their surroundings, their corridors, or their outer part of the hospitals to detect whether there are any patients walking over there. They might be dementia patients. They might want their security to actually come and help out. There are other applications, very interesting applications, where the nurses may want to automatically record the food intake of the patients, of everybody. So this is one of the things that cameras can do to actually categorize how much food each patient has intake and recorded in their system. And also hand hygiene compliance, whether the nurses and doctors actually wash their hand before touching the patients. These are some of the applications that the hospitals are looking for. This is a very broad range of applications, a lot of opportunities. We are very confident that we will be growing very fast in the next 2 to 3 years. Management, you often do not know whether your staff is compliant to the rules that you have set for them. So you often need a feedback, but feedback from the medical staff itself may not be as transparent. So you need a system to actually monitor this for them. So what we want to bring the kind of experience to our customers, because our customers are hospitals, the actual users are nurses. So we want nurses to outsource their very tedious job to the AI. They only be we want nurses to be responsible for job that AI couldn't do. The kind of experience we want to bring to the nurses. For patients, we are supporting hospitals to bring better care to the patients. We want them to have more touch when the patients need help. For example, if somebody's mom is in a hospital and they might not know how to use the call bell, they might want to get out from bed. They have some request to go to the toilet every half an hour. They are shy to call the nurses. So nurses should be notified and actually go there every time to assist them, to have the soft touch. So it actually helps the hospital to actually provide better care, a proactive care, rather than a reactive care using the call bell system to the patients. So we want this to actually bring a more comfortable experience to actually elevate their reputation. So this is something that we really want to bring. Before we deciding to go to the hospitals or nursing homes, we actually want whether to address the consumer market or the B2B market. So eventually, because customers, the environment is quite unconstrained. They could be the bed sheets could be a lot of colors, or they could be a lot of different environments. So the AI detections may not, for the accuracy is a huge challenge. But in hospitals, because everything is much standardized, of course they are more willing to pay for this kind of AI service first. So that is why we decided to go that path to make us sustainable before we come up with technology that can benefit the consumers. I would say to pitch your idea to your customers first before really developing something, to test the need first. Because dealing with hospitals or medical startups, right? Dealing with hospitals or getting FDA approval, these are very long process. Because when we first step in, we do not know this kind of stuff. There are a lot of development effort, and we are AI, a lot of development effort, a lot of negotiation effort is needed to actually reach your first customer. Whether you have the right sufficient runway to support you until you get your first customers, I think is what you need to really think about before you venture into the medical field. From what I know, when we talk about products and all those things, they do think that everything can be done using face recognition. They have watched like Terminators in the movies. They thought AI is something like a robot, but never a software. There's a lot of education needs to be done in order to actually educate the public about. Hi, I'm Meng Hui, the founder and CEO of SmartPeep. So SmartPeep is a health tech company that helps nursing homes and hospitals to reduce their inpatient falls with our virtual AI patient seeker system. So this is an AI that accompanies the patient and alerts the nurses automatically whenever attention is needed. Our aim is to become the largest video analytics company for the healthcare institutions in Southeast Asia in the next 3 years. So finally, we are SmartPeep, and we revolutionize elderly and patient care with AI.